Well, we're here in a beautiful spot on a beautiful sunny morning in Miami Beach. Haresh, thanks for having us to your beautiful home here. We've been enjoying a great conversation this morning. The more I get to know you, the more I like you. And I started out with a very high level anyway.
You're very kind.
But what I'm most intrigued by and impressed by is basically your philosophy of life. And it's clear to me, based on our interactions and conversations, that it's a product of who you are, is a product of where you've been, how you grew up, and your experiences. Um, let's start with 1982. Just before that, you born in India,
Correct.
but a province that was sort of in dispute between the breakup of Pakistan and India.
That was my parents.
Mhm.
Our family comes from a state called Sindh in 1947 when India was divided
Mhm.
into India and Pakistan. 20% of the people of Sindh were Hindus, and our families left at that time and migrated to different parts of the world. So we have family realistically, in many, many different countries, from Spain to England,
Mhm.
a lot in the Far East, Japan, tremendous amount in Hong Kong,
Mhm.
and some in India. So I was born in Calcutta, just a great, grand old city.
Mhm.
And I did my college in Bangalore. And I came here to the U.S. in 1982.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And how
to
did
New
that
York.
happen? Was there a relative here that you sort of?
Now, I had a friend, that was coming here, and that's the reason why, I migrated here and, fell in love with the country.
And first place was in Queens, New York?
Yeah, my first place that I stayed in was first in the city on 26th Street in Manhattan. Then I moved to Sri Lanka for some time. I think
What caused you to go to Sri Lanka?
Work
Mhm.
in the apparel business.
Yep.
And that time Sri Lanka was a place of manufacturing.
You said at that time, is it? I would thought it still is.
It still is, but I think they've moved on from a lot of manufacturing. The cost of labor has gone up
Mhm.
in Sri Lanka. But great country. I was there in 1983. They had the Civil War at that time, so I had some great experiences that you learned from the Civil Wars. But then came back and moved.
And it was family background. Were they in the apparel business or?
No, that was the first job I could get.
Uh-huh.
That was in the apparel business.
Yeah.
And it was with my father's brother-in-law's brother, who was very kind to give me that job.
Yeah.
So that was the only business that I grew up with,
Mhm.
and really gave me a lot of foundation. Our family's business was private banking, industrialists.
Mhm.
They had potato estates in India.
Yeah.
So, was a lot more disciplined. And the apparel business can be the Wild West. And, just applying a disciplined, mindset was probably the best thing I could have done.
Mhm.
That helped a lot.
And then you moved to Rego Park.
Yeah.
Rego Park is
Rego
a
Park.
great neighborhood in
And,
the center of Queens.
yeah, it's a great cultural neighborhood.
Mhm.
And then 1987, Tanuja and I got married. And 1988, we opened our own business. And then I believe in
And what was that first business?
it was private label,
Mhm.
apparel, private label. And
So you were always traveling globally.
yes, after we got married, my trips would be 4 to 5 weeks at a time, 3 or 4 times a year. I would travel from New York to some part of Europe. Then I would go to Egypt, where we had manufacturing. From there to Dubai used to be a manufacturing place at that time.
A little different now, huh?
Very different now. And from there to a couple of cities in India. I would go and visit my parents. They lived in Bangalore. Then I would go from there to Bangladesh, from there to Hong Kong, and then I would come back. And, the days of faxes, you'd wake up in the morning, you'd have rolls of faxes. And it was discipline. It taught you to be, thoughtful. And spend your time wisely.
When did you migrate all the way to New Jersey?
I believe it was, I think, in 1999. We moved to West Orange. Eagle Ridge Villas was just a game changer. It was like living in a country club. With a gated community.
Tennis courts.
Yeah, tennis courts.
Tennis was your physical outlet, huh?
Yes, I played a little bit. Growing up in India, I played badminton nationally.
Oh, did?
Yeah, I was very lean. When I moved to the States, my only sport in the city was at Park Avenue squash. I played squash there. And then after we got married, I played tennis a little bit. But, I became a big boy. 285 was my heaviest.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I had given up all sports. And then I took up golf in, I believe in the year 2000. I gave it up in 2000 because I came from a mindset that I could hit a shuttlecock at 100 kilometers an hour, but I could not hit a standing ball. So it was very frustrating. So I gave that up. And then in 2008, we agreed to buy the Greg Norman business from Bain Capital.
2008?
Yeah, 2008, Thanksgiving, we agreed to do that transaction. And we had to conclude that transaction in about 6 weeks before the PGA show in January. And with some, our great friends, great bankers, we were able to do that when the world was burning. And
for those who don't know, there was a little thing called a recession in 2008, 9, and 10, precipitated by the explosion in the mortgage market, the residential mortgage market here in the U.S.
Correct. And I went to the first PGA show and I see these PGA professionals.
Is that in Orlando?
In Orlando. They were absolutely phenomenal gentlemen. I was very impressed by the whole culture of, the PGA professionals and golf. And I said, I should learn how to play a little better. So I proceeded by taking some lessons, and I really enjoyed the sport tremendously. It's
and as evidenced by our connection.
Yes.
We met, both of us were guests of others on a golf course, good folks, Chris Amo and team at UBS.
Correct.
And so golf for me is a chance to get together with people, because we talk about and write a lot about the importance of adult male relationships. And it's tougher for men to have those relationships. Women seem to be better at it than we are. But golf is a facility for me to meet people and spend time with people I want to. So the social aspect of golf is the most important for me.
Yeah, the social, the human aspect. And you see how people, treat the earth, how people treat people around them. And I would say, especially the caddies, who are truly special people. I think that's just what makes it exceptional.
So it's interesting. Your daytime professional pursuits in the apparel industry led you to buy Greg Norman's Shark line of brand from Bain, and that introduced you secondarily into the golf world, which has become something that's been important in your life. And so after Greg Norman, that business, did it do well right away?
It does take a while.
Yeah.
The one thing that our family and company know is about manufacturing, and it's about making sure you get the best product out there. It doesn't matter what we make; we just want to make sure that whatever we make is the best in class. And
then tell me when you acquired the Dunning brand. I'm a fan of the Dunning brand.
Yes, we acquired the Dunning brand, I would say, several years later. I don't remember exactly which year. And it's just a great brand, great product. It's
my team will tell you that I basically only wear Dunning flags and quarter zips.
Thank you.
My wife just asked me, the kids want to know what they can get you for Christmas. I said, Here's the site. I sent it because I get the text all the time. I said, here's the site. By the way, this Thanksgiving weekend, they were having a 30% off sale. Anything that's a quarter zip, I like.
You're very kind. Look, the apparel business taught me a lot.
Yep.
And now I run our family office in that we have investments in different verticals. We will invest where we can add value.
Yes.
If I can add value, I'd be happy to invest.
Yeah.
And, we like to do things in a very private manner.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a 4-letter word called good, attached to it.
Yeah.
And, so far, I'm very blessed to have great friends.
Mm-hmm.
And
I see that about you. The people who are your friends are people I think very highly of.
Very kind. And I learn from them. I think, it's all about learning. My grandfather's taught me one lesson. He said, son, you have 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So use it in that.
In that proportionality.
And, it's great to listen.
I know you have golf courses in North Carolina. How'd that come about?
Coming from the apparel business and learning about golf and learning to play golf, I just felt that, I would love to, pay respect, to the game, do better, in just my personal life by giving back. And, I just loved walking on a golf course. It's like walking in a park.
Yeah.
And I said, I'd love to, be a part.
Get on the other side of the business.
Exactly. And that took me to Spain, where we were looking at a golf course called Valderrama.
Oh, sure.
We eventually did not end up, buying it, but over the course, a friend of mine, Thomas Parker, introduced me to my present partner, Kelly Miller.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're partners with Kelly and his family. We started out with 1 golf course, Mid Pines. We grew to 3 golf courses called Pine Needles and Southern Pines. And now we have a total of 7 golf courses that includes Whispering Pines, which has 2 golf courses, and Foxfire that has 2 golf courses.
All in North Carolina?
All in around in North Carolina, around the same area. And we have staff that's really terrific. And not just as a business, but just to be involved in the golfing, community, in the golfing business.
There's some value add to that investment.
Yeah.
Social, it's health, it's...
Exactly. And, just, being around good people. So really blessed to be around, good people and good partners.
You seem a man at peace. I had the privilege of spending time recently with a professor from Harvard who I've become an enormous fan of. His name is Arthur Brooks, and he's affectionately known as a professor of happiness at Harvard.
Right.
And he said and I've chatted with him a few times about this. He said there are 4 keys to happiness. And in this order: faith, family, friends, and meaningful work. I know 3 of those for you are absolutely spot on. Is faith an important part of your life now?
Faith is very important. It's just about acknowledging that how blessed we are. And, faith is just, acknowledging just the human element of it. And to us as a family, faith and respect and communication is extremely important.
You were born into the Hindu faith religion, and as a 20% of the population, the Hindus were put upon. Is Hindu still your faith, and what place do Hindus play in the world today? It's, being an American, couldn't imagine why anyone would have concerns about Hindu people. I guess it's geographical and cultural beyond religion, but tell me about your Hindu faith. Is that still the centerpiece of your
Absolutely.
faith?
Very proud to be a Hindu. Just Hinduism teaches you that you have to be responsible for your own actions. So our family motto is you have to be responsible for your own actions. You cannot control what other people do.
Mm-hmm.
And born as a Hindu, did my schooling in St. Xavier's in Calcutta,
Mm-hmm.
did my college in Christ College in Bangalore.
Uh-huh.
Mother Teresa was my grandmother's friend
No
in
kidding.
Calcutta,
Huh.
and really blessed, to have, her in our lives. And, what you see through, people, I would say it's not about religion. It's just about good people doing good things. So in our family, it doesn't matter, what religion you're from. Your actions really determine
Mm-hmm.
who you are. And to us, that's the most important thing. I learned from my dogs love and loyalty,
Mm-hmm.
two of the most important things that, we need as human beings to reflect.
Mm-hmm.
You move dogs around, you get God.
Yeah. What's on your checklist of things that you haven't done yet that you'd like to do?
You know, I would tell you every morning when I wake up, I know how blessed I am. Uh, I hope I can be a better son, husband, father. There's nothing more important,
Mm-hmm.
to me
And,
than
you,
that.
and you're so lucky to have a mom who's 91,
Yeah, mother's 91. She
lives with
lives with
you in
us.
New Jersey.
She lives with us in New Jersey. My wife, Tanuja, takes such good care of her.
Mm-hmm.
So we're blessed. My daughter, my son-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
We have a small, well-knit family.
Uh-huh.
And that's really terrific. I have a brother who lives in Hong Kong. Speak to him daily.
Mm-hmm.
But I would tell you, I'm really blessed with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's unusual how much my wife, my daughter, and I speak on a daily basis. And that's fantastic.
It's a gift.
It is a gift.
Mm-hmm. What makes you happiest?
Being around my family and my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing more important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes me the happiest.
Yeah.
To see a smile on my daughter's face.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else that makes a father more happier.
Yeah. Would you like her to work in the family business?
Yes, I would definitely like that. Sharika is very bright. She works at Bank of Santander.
Uh-huh.
And
she's been in and around the luxury space too, huh?
Yes. She worked in Bank of Santander. She worked for Macy's as part of the executive program.
Good for them to get educated outside the business, huh?
Exactly. And today she really surprises me. Sometimes, how and I'll be thinking it and she'll be saying that thought. And that's absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Create special memories this Easter with the ones you hold dear. Find sweet ways to celebrate, like sharing baskets full of tasty treats. No matter what, time together is the best gift of all.
Lots of young people graduating from college now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm struck by the fact that I'm hearing from so many of them that they can't find a job. If you were the vicar of education now for college level kids, what would you suggest they do to tune our educations so that we're educating our kids in the right things as the AI wave cresses on our shore? It seems like it's going to change everything.
It will. And, for the last several years, I love sitting and talking to young people. And I like to listen to them. I'd rather not tell them. I'd rather listen to them. And whenever I've been asked, I've said, look, you've seen this AI wave.
Uh-huh.
You've seen robotics. Whatever you end up doing, you have to remember your biggest competitor is robotics. It's AI. So
How do you make it your friend?
how do you make it your friend at the same time? How do you make them dependent on you?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the important.
Mm-hmm.
And I would tell you, there's nothing like, learning how to build relationships.
Mm-hmm.
social skills, sitting and talking to people, those are very, very important. That is something that AI and robotics will probably never have.
Mm-hmm.
But learn how to use AI is probably one of the most important things. And that'll be specialized in whichever, business or career path that you choose.
And you already indicated the second most important thing, or at least the other very important thing, is the ability to develop social skills, to invest in and develop relationships, familial relationships, business relationships, social relationships. It's the key. I mentioned to you before that a pet interest of mine is the whole idea of adult relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And as a guy, I'm focused on adult male relationships. I think there's so many people I know who don't have and don't work at having the right network of guy friends they can talk to. And I think
Sure.
I went to an all-boys Catholic high school in Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it. And I think it was good for me not to be in a co-ed situation. It just simplified things. You could be a jerk longer.
Right.
And it was important in my education. But I think it's important that men continue to work at relationships where they can get together with a couple. And golf facilitates that. I can't call 3 friends and say, hey, Saturday morning, let's get together, go shopping, and then we'll have lunch.
Right.
No one's going to return that phone call. But if we arrange a golf game, we have lunch afterwards. That's a different thing. So that's what I mean about the social aspect of it. But relationships, you've, in our conversations, a centerpiece of your world, whether it's in business or it's family. You talked about the importance of depth and breadth of family relationships. How do you think about relationships?
I think today it is the ultimate to have good relationships, thoughtful, be ready to give back to your relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important. Whether it's a relationship with your family, it's a relationship with your friends, it's a relationship with your pets. I think you have to think about, what can I do to make their lives better?
You spoke about it. You get up in the morning saying, how can I be a better son, a better partner, spouse, and father? And I think if you enter into any relationship that way, what can I do for the person I'm developing or have a relationship with? I think if those who look at it and say, what can I get out of this relationship, aren't going to have true relationships.
You have to treat people the way you want to be treated. That is the ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
And once you do that, Jim, I would tell you, life is so much more easier.
Mm-hmm.
When I put my head down, on my pillow at night, I go to sleep. Doesn't matter how, what kind of a day I've had, because I'm very comfortable with my conscience.
Mm-hmm. Any advice you give to that? I got a note recently from a young lady who graduated from St. John's University in Queens. She said she's from Middle Village, not far from where you lived in
Niedersteins.
Yes, right,
Yep.
by Niedersteins. And Zumstantisch.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I was privileged to be the commencement speaker at St. John's this year. She said, I really enjoyed your talk. I thought to reach out because I'm working as a hostess in a restaurant in the West Village, which is not why I went to college and not why I accumulated a couple $100,000 in debt, but I can't find a job. Do you have any advice? What advice do you have for young people who are finding it hard to get that first job? Because there's a lot of disruption going on.
Yeah.
And if they don't get that right first step or a first step, what happens?
I think I would say, talk to your alumni, in your university. They're the first ones that you connect with. And secondly, I would say, talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Just be very candid. Look, this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I think once you communicate, with people in a very transparent way, you will find something and people will be compelled to help people that are transparent and open.
Yeah.
I think that's, I think a lot of us, we get shy. We don't want to talk. Don't be shy, have just be open.
Mm-hmm.
And I think good things happen. Like they say, you open your heart, people know what's inside.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good way to do it.
We were talking about the young lady I heard from. I said to Lisa and Patty, who I work with, when I read her correspondence, I said, this kid's gonna be a winner because she's doing the right things.
Yeah.
She's reaching out. She's asking for help. And so there's two themes there, Haresh. One is it seems like you get up in the morning, you have 3 new friends.
Mhm.
Some people are like that. Other people, they really have, the personalities are different. They don't make friends as easily. Plus, you've accomplished so much in your business world, it makes it easier for you to develop relationships. Do you think about, are you conscious of and deliberate about the relationships that you and your wife have and invest in? Do you think about that? I know something I've talked about. Mary Lou and I live in Long Island, and she and I are talking about the fact that we have to be deliberate about our relationships beyond our family, because we have friends who are now saying, hey, I'm going to Florida full time. We're in the West Coast. Most of our friends go to the East Coast. So you say, well, we're not going to see that much of those folks anymore. Maybe once a year, twice a year when they come up north, or when we get to visit them on the East Coast once in the wintertime. So we're conscious of the fact that we have to develop younger friends too.
Right.
Because your portfolio could shrink if you're not deliberate. Do you think about that?
Actually, I really don't. We have friends from all different walks of life.
And being here in Miami Beach, it's very international.
Yes. So, firstly, what happens is we mix all our friends. Because
Are you guys the conveners?
perhaps, but at the same time, if you meet somebody at a social occasion and there's something that's mutual that you like about that person, you invite them, you make a conscious effort of saying, this is the kind of person I wouldn't mind spending time with. Time is very valuable. The key is, who do you spend that time with? And sometimes I will say, I'm really not going to go to this occasion because that's not something that I would enjoy. I'm happy to stay home with my pups. So you have to make, conscious and good choices.
Yes.
I would say making good choices in anything that you do is key. And staying in touch with people, I think, has to be done because you want to stay in touch with them. And the fact that they haven't stayed in touch with you should not matter.
Yes.
The only person you control is yourself. Stay in touch with good people. And sometimes, they just want you to say hello to them. And that's okay.
The young lady, St. John's grad we were talking about, and she basically reached out and asking for help, exposing herself.
Yes.
Being vulnerable. I'm sure there are a lot of occasions in your career and your life where you've asked for help.
Yes, I have, and I still do. There's nothing wrong in doing that. I think, that's, if I could cultivate more of that in myself, I would do that. Is speaking to my friends, talking about, how we can help each other. I think it's very important.
I think that's the perfect place to put an exclamation point. Thanks, Haresh.
Thank you.